Hey Razzle Rousers and Nerd Fighters, I'm here today to discuss Jake Schreier's newest film, Paper Towns. Paper Towns is a new film adapted from John Green's novel Paper Towns. You can see this here with the new fancy film cover. Isn't it great? Paper Towns stars Nat Wolff and Cara Delevingne. It's a coming-of-age story in which Nat Wolff's character Quentin goes on this journey to find Cara Delevingne's character, Margot Roth Spiegelman. Now, I'm not going to go into any spoilers or how the movie ends or anything like that, but I am going to say that the ending has become an incredibly polarizing thing on the internet. A lot of people have been discussing whether or not it should have ended one way or the other. And personally, I like the ending that it did in the film, and I'll kind of get into that later when I discuss what I liked about the characters. Let me start off by giving a few negatives of the film, and I'll finish it off with what I really liked. At times, I felt like the story was too contrived. Maybe it was just because it had a lot of coming-of-age cliches, but it just felt odd or sort of like a film at times. And I mean, I understand that movies are going to feel like movies because they are movies, but I enjoy the way some films never make you feel like you're watching a movie. They just make you feel like you're experiencing an event. Another thing I didn't like as much about Paper Towns was that it kind of felt too smooth. I sort of got an indie vibe from the film or from the premise of the film. And then when I watched the film, it just felt way too smooth. It felt like one event led into another event way too seamlessly. And again, the smoothness could have been a story aspect and not a directing aspect. But to me, it just felt a little off. What I really liked in this movie were the characters and the acting itself. Let me start off by talking about Cara Delevingne and her character, Margot Roth Spiegelman. Now, Cara Delevingne is not in the movie as much as you think she's gonna be. I mean, she's on every poster and every trailer, and she's kind of the driving force of the film, but she's not really in there. And again, the movie kind of felt like it started off when she wasn't in the movie, which does make sense when you watch the plotline. Now, I think she does a fantastic job. I think Cara Delevingne acts the crap out of this film, and I think it's because Cara Delevingne just fits. I think Margot Roth Spiegelman as a character is kind of quirky and kind of interesting and kind of this different person, and I think that's what Cara Delevingne is. If you see her in interviews, she kind of seems like she's kind of quirky and fun and interesting, and Margot Roth Spiegelman is all of those things, and if you listen to the internet, she's also a jerk. I think Margot Roth Spiegelman is actually a really in-depth character, far more in-depth than the internet gives her any credit to be. In fact, she could also be a feminist icon, a character that women look at and see that I could be anything that I want to be, and they can, and that's what's beautiful about Margot's character. She's not there to play a romantic. Basically, Margot Roth Spiegelman says that she takes the romantic male gaze and isn't limited to it. She's not held down to just being a romantic character or a love interest, and that is super awesome. Let's talk about Nat Wolff's character, Q. Now, Quentin is a really interesting character, and I'm just going to say this about all the characters in this movie. They are all three-dimensional. They are all actual characters. They're all actual people, it seems. They have personality traits and aspects about them. They're not just stereotype, cliche, friend. They're actual characters. Now, Quint's character is really interesting. He's this guy who is sort of romantic, but at the same time isn't caught up in what he needs to be. And the true romance in Q's life is his friends, and that is super cool. So yeah, while Quentin is a super interesting character, the best part about Quentin is that he's played by Nat Wolff, and Nat Wolff blew me away. I mean, seriously, Nat Wolff is going to be a huge star, if he's not one already, because, dude, the kid can act. I mean, seriously, he was awesome. Nat Wolff was great. Go see it because of Nat Wolff. If that's the only reason you go see it because of Nat Wolff. Because Nat Wolff was awesome. One of the big themes in this film is friendship. There's a lot of big themes in this film, and there's a lot of really deep meaning in this movie. Friendship is one of them. Another aspect of this movie is that people are not always what they seem, and everyone is more complex or more interesting or more difficult or messed up than you think they are. And they're not always what they seem. And this movie just delves into things that you wouldn't expect it to delve into. That being said, I don't think it's as intelligent as it wants to be or as it thinks it is. I'm going to say that I really liked the ending, but by the end of the movie, I kind of feel like it's sitting there saying, ha, I'm intelligent, look what we did. And you get it. You see what they did, but the way they did it, and I think the way that Schreier directed it, kind of made it feel like, look, what do you think? The best part of this movie, though, hands down, was when they were road tripping. Just seeing the friends bonding and being the three-dimensional characters that they are together was super awesome. I can't describe the road trip scenes as anything other than awesome, because that's what they were. They were awesome. They were coming of age, pure, awesome scenes with just a bunch of friends that I really thought were friends. I mean, I get it. You get it all the time in press junkets that, oh yeah, we're actually friends. But I believed it. I believed it after watching this movie because guess what? They seemed like friends. I mean, yeah, they're actors and they're supposed to act, but it felt really real. And it might have been because their characters are written so well. Basically, all in all, I really liked Paper Towns. I really liked this movie. I thought it was an awesome coming-of-age film. I thought it was John Hughes-esque, but with having, I think, even more in-depth characters than John Hughes brings to the table at times. And that's saying something, because John Hughes has some awesome characters. Breakfast Club has some deep characters. I'm going to give Paper Towns a 7 out of 10. Again, this is not a perfect film, but it's certainly one that you're going to leave the theater being pretty happy about. I mean, I left the film and I was satisfied. And I think that's a feeling that can describe this movie really well. Satisfaction. You're sitting there satisfied. Anyway, guys, thanks for checking out my review of Paper Towns. Make sure to come back and check out other things we have here at RAZZLE. Make sure to go check out a whole bunch of stuff that John Green does. He's an awesome author, and he's an awesome YouTuber as well. And another thing that I need you to do is don't forget to be awesome, guys.